What up? What up? What up? What up? It's the landlord.
Yeah, what's up, people of the world? It's your man D Banger Thomas.
Oh, yeah, this is Be Your Own Therapist for y'all that don't know by now. Before anything, we're gonna let y'all dwell with just that. Be your own therapist. Give my man a second to get his thoughts together, and let me get mine together. Give me a second.
Self-therapy, be my own therapist. Talking to myself while I'm hearing it. It's just me, myself, and I ain't hearing shit. I'm the man in the mirror, is you hearing it? Self-therapy, be my own therapist. Self-therapy, 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 be my own therapist. I'm the man in the mirror, I ain't hearing it.
Gotta talk to myself, cause I don't know who to trust. Got a lot to discuss, nobody dying but us. Every day it's a plus, they don't wanna see me win. The type of shit I'm on, you never see the shit again. Fuck the fake and pretend. I'm my own friend, nobody fuck with me for real. Give a fuck about a friend.
See, I'm talking to myself while I'm listening. Teach myself, reflect on everything that I've done. I can't be myself, be my own therapist. Got my own remedies. Back and forth struggle with my soul. Is you hearing me for sure? I get stronger from the things I endure. From the couch to the chair, from the ceiling to the floor. Self-therapy, be my own therapist. Talking to myself while I'm hearing it. It's just me, myself, and I ain't hearing shit. I'm the man in the mirror, is you hearing it? Self-therapy, be my own therapist. Self-therapy, 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 be my own therapist. I'm the man in the mirror, I ain't hearing it.
Okay. You already know what that means. We back. What's good, Banger? What's going on?
Yeah, everything is good, man. I'm over here highly motivated and hype right now.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
What you got going on right now?
I got a couple things, man. I'm working on. I'm getting ready to start this new position I told you about. I'm getting ready for that. So I'm getting motivated for that, and then I'm hyped. You know, just as far as like the music, I was able to get out to Detroit and did a couple songs and all that with Loyalty Over Love.
Shout out to Loyalty Over Love, as y'all can hear in the intro that the first Be Your Own Therapist actual theme song. So y'all got to know, y'all got to go and check them out. Well, I got to shout out my peoples from Detroit. We appreciate that. I'm sorry to cut you off. I'll let you finish.
Nah, that's what's up. That's definitely what's up. Big shout out to them. So more or less, like I just been doing my best to network and everything as far as the new music. You know what I mean? Doing my best to get that out and everything, you know, figuring it out as I go along, because what I'm learning, you know, more and more is that I was really stagnated. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
meaning
going away, getting locked up, and everything moving so fast, and then coming home to everything moving fast, like technology wise, I've been stagnated. So it's like now I gotta focus on getting into the groove. You know what I'm saying? Technology wise. You know what I'm saying? I've been playing with it, and I just hit the 3-year mark. So I just been touch and go with it since I've been home. You know what I'm saying? I haven't really gotten in tune like how everyone else is in tune. I just got on the copy and pasting a couple of months ago. Like, you know what I'm saying? And that was like major, you know, because I was putting so many different parts of my life back together. You know what I mean? So that's basically what that is. But yeah, man, I'm just, like I said, just motivated and hyped. Glad that we back on track and we back on the air again, you know?
Indeed. You get ourselves situated. It seems like sometimes you can you miss shit that you don't know that you try to replace. So these conversations, they was really like helping niggas throughout our journey. And sometimes when we sat back and we try to take it on alone and we ain't had nobody to speak to, shit get dark.
Yeah,
so it's a good thing that we back. It gives you a different perspective even on how your day is. You look into the questions and the answers and try to be your own therapist throughout your journey.
Yeah, no doubt. That's definitely helpful. So yeah, I didn't talk to myself enough for the last couple of months. You know what I mean? So it's all good. So now it's time to get back to the team. You know what I mean? and everything. So then that way I can hear, nah, you bugging out right now, B. You need to do A, B, and C.
Back up.
Yeah.
I feel you. We said we was going to try to bring a couple changes as we came back and going into the new year. So we didn't really want to, we don't want to smoke as far as on air because it kind of looked kind of funny. So if y'all notice that we not smoking and that if you come on, don't think that you can't do what you do. It doesn't matter for you. For us, we just want to have a certain light shown. So we try to eliminate certain things.
Yeah, the guest will be like the customer, how the customer's always right.
Mhm.
Going into a business establishment, when the guests come on, you know, they got free reign to a degree. We ain't tolerating no disrespect or no extra crazy stuff. But, but outside of that, you know what I mean? Outside of that, we good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody they own king in their castle.
Yeah, I was just chopping it up with my brother, but before we got online, I was telling him I just got one of those calls. So, you know, y'all never know when y'all might be present to hear, you know, from behind them walls, because I get a lot of them calls. And I got, you know, access and permission to let them conversations go where niggas can hear what's going on. So y'all can know, you know, what's going on behind the tunes, even, you know, for those that be confused and they think it's, you know, it's a beautiful sight once you get behind there. I'm gonna get up with this, and this is what's gonna happen, and that's how this gonna be, and this how this gonna be. I can get y'all in this script. You know, I said that wrong and moved fast, but I can get y'all a decisive look into how it really would be, just from the voice of those that's telling you their stories from behind the walls as we speak.
Yeah, and it ain't nothing like you think it's going to be unless you institutionalize, like Smurda said. You know what I mean? He go up in there. It's like he at home, but not at home. But that was his last bid. But at the end of the day, as far as up north right now, I know that they shut down the packages. Last I heard, so that means family. Like when the bros up north get visits, they not allowed to get any more 30-pound packages from their family. Whatever food or resources that they obtain from the outside world, they have to go through a vendor now, which is horrible. Like I believe like a couple spots up north, you know, fell into some riots behind that as a result. And then as far as locally goes, you know, it's a whole war zone on Rikers Island right now.
But then you have to explain that in depth, even for those that never been in that position. How important is a 30-pound package for an inmate?
Oh, it's very important for someone that's incarcerated because you get a variety. So, for example, your kid's mom or your mother or a family member, whether they get EBT food stamps or not, you know, they just have the bag to be able to go shopping for you. They're able to go in there with a list for you now. Oh, I know he like this. I know he really like this right here. He gonna love this. I could get like 5 of these for him. That kind of thing, right? So you get more of your specialty, right? And you get specific things from the town. Whereas when you're dealing with a vendor, it's like processed food. Not processed, but it's like microwavable. You know, it's not
telling you them already made sandwiches.
Yeah, exactly. Everything is like already made. But me personally, I feel one of the largest drawbacks with that are the prices. The prices that you're dealing with when you dealing with the vendors. So you're not getting half as much for your dollar dealing with a vendor as you would if your family goes to the supermarket and shops for you. You're not getting the same equal value. That 30 pounds from a vendor or whatever is going to be an extraordinary amount of money compared to a 30 pounds that your family brings up on a visit.
Indeed, and you just changed the process. You just said even if your family was in a position where they had to even take care of you by putting it on the EBT, now they ain't going to be in position to do that.
Yeah, all of that is whack, man. And outside of that, from up north, like I had said, there's a war going on Rikers Island right now. So I don't know what number it is. Don't quote me. But just say, for example, like the 5th or 7th person that's incarcerated on Rikers Island just got murdered this year. Like just recently was just murdered on the island. You know what I mean? I don't know exact number, but I know it's under 10 right now. But even if it's just one person, you understand what I'm saying? Like that care and custody and everything that the city, the state, or whatever it's supposed to have over you, that's not being enforced.
But what they died like due to police brutality, lack of care, or you're just saying they may have gotten themselves into a situation and couldn't get out of?
Yeah, me personally, this last altercation, I don't know the exact details of it, right? But it wasn't told to me that it was correction officer related. But regardless of that, they're in charge of your custody and your care. So that's on them regardless. Regardless of what. Yeah, that's on them. That's what
you wasn't a bad boy now to get into the system, and now you want me to protect you.
It's not even about wanting nothing. It's not about wanting them to protect you or you going to them for protection. That's what they're there for. They're there for security and protection. That's their job. That's what they're getting paid for. You know, it's not like I'm running out my gate and I'm running to them. OCO help. Nah, not like that. That's protection. No, it's not like that. It's you being able and you having the skills. It's you being able and you having the skills to be able to diffuse situations, to know what's going on in the house that you're overseeing at the time. You understand? If there's a situation that occurred, but you're not in tune with what's going on, and then all hell breaks loose, that's your fault. But if you in tune, then you're like, okay, I'm not letting this Negro out today. You know what I'm saying? I'm not letting him out right now. I'll let him out later or whatever while these dudes is out. Just like a basic situation like that. You know what I mean?
But I would put that down as a description of just somebody who's just, he don't give a fuck about his job. And he's like saying, like, basically, I'm working at a place where people basically, they come in to do whatever time they had to do. I'm not gonna see somebody who I see can't handle it, or maybe somebody, and I'm going to make sure they're okay. That's not, like, I would say, their job. Now, that's why I say, how did it happen? What the circumstances? Because some people, they get themselves into these to their own situations, and it just happened to be handled in whatever situation or fashion it was handled.
I mean, basically, at the end of the day, right? We all have choice and free will, right? So we get ourselves into the situation just being in the custody of the state or the city, period. So that's automatic. That's obvious and apparent. But what I'm saying to you is that
you put yourself in this position. So I understand what you're saying. I'm not deflecting from it. I'm just,
if it's your family member, you'd have a whole, not you personally, but an individual would have a whole different perspective if it's their family member and they get murdered in prison. They ain't trying to hear nothing. They gonna want to know, how did this happen and y'all up in here. So that's more so from like a care of a family member perspective, basically. Not an average individual that don't have anybody in there or don't care about the system. That's coming from that perspective. Like, you get what I'm saying? There's nothing you could tell them. It's like your family member dying. It's like your family member just getting arrested for doing something that was a choice, and then they dying in police custody.
And regardless of any situation, so that's why I want to say this: your family member could die outside. It can die in a store. It can die. It doesn't matter wherever.
Yeah, but I mean, specifically, we was specifically talking about prison and deaths. Basically.
I'm just saying that to say that you're going to question whatever happened, wherever, regardless of what the situation may be. So it's not that, it's just it's a horrific like situation. So we're going to the extreme. So of course, when you add family, they're going to have questions and they don't give a fuck, even if you're wrong. But the first question at hand was you wrong? Why were you in this position? And those are the questions that we need to ask first. And I understand what you're saying. I'm just asking those questions. I'm not trying to go at it with you. I just
that's a debate. That's basically what we do. That's what's so great.
They dying and they're all right, cool. But is this something because you dying because you did something to a nigga on the street and he happened to catch your ass back there? Then hey, that's fair. Ain't that the game you in? So I'm saying, what's the determination on how these guys are falling? Because there's a lot of things that's going on in the streets that can determine what's going on in the jails.
But it's also
the officers. Them niggas go home too.
But regardless of them going home, my nigga, like they signed up for that. That's their job, my nigga. Just because that's their job and they getting a paycheck, don't mean they get to go up into a prison or a jail. And
correctional officers.
That's not their right.
Correctional officers
they take an oath.
Protecting. Are they oath to protect and serve? Those are police. What's the correctional officers?
They take oaths. Those correctional officers take oaths. But what I don't know, I ain't no CO, my nigga.
Not to say I'm we don't know these niggas oath. They oath to protect your ass and serve your ass. It might be watch and detain. Two different oaths. I'm not jumping out the water for this nigga, and then I'm stabbed, caught with a shiv because they done caught. They want nah. My job is to go home, even though you work. All right, I'm gonna make this funny. Don't take no disrespect out of this, nobody, because I'm gonna make this shit so real for him. You worked in the zoo. 2 bears start going at it. What are you gonna do?
I'm letting the bears fight. They wild ass animals.
That might not be your job description. Because you are not
zookeepers don't take oaths though.
With those bears. No. Reality kicking. I'm not fucking with those bears, B. Niggas hungry. These niggas been detained for how long? Look at they
I'm gonna yell at them. I'm gonna yell at them and be like, yo, y'all chill out, B. You know what I'm saying? I got one of those long electric shockers.
Oh, you gonna threaten them with a shocker.
You know what I'm saying? I may shock one of them because I know this nigga. I know this one. I know this one particular bear. Like he always starting trouble. You feel me? So I may shock him right quick.
You gonna try to intimidate the bully? That's what you telling me. Oh, you think you the tough guy? You gonna hit him with the stingray, huh? And then what the fuck is that bear gonna do to you when you say, yo, listen? They gotta go home, man. They gotta go home. And especially when you dealing with niggas who don't give a fuck. How many niggas in here for 3 terms of life? 4 terms? Nah, bro, I ain't got no, listen. I don't know. We got to really see what they job title, what they job description is, because find out what these niggas sign up for. What do
I know it ain't to let nobody die in their custody. I know that. I do know that much.
What do you call my custody? I don't
them being on duty, my nigga. What you talking about? Them being on duty. Right. Like you in this part of the facility, and somebody get murdered. That's on your that's on your dime.
Now let's take into consideration, right? These are criminals. Not saying it meaning that all of these guys are guilty in it. I'm just saying that they might have some discrete.
They're criminal minded.
Yeah, by how they got some discrete type of by how they move. So it ain't like you going, if these niggas been ducking the law, yeah, they got caught, but that's not to say all of them are not good at, hiding what their true intentions are. So that's a job in itself. It's a job in itself, man. It's a job.
Yeah, it is. It definitely is, man. And it's bananas. I was just
That's something that I would be realistic with. If I worked as a correctional officer and you are my nigga, you my man, I love you. Everybody, you could be. And I see a situation going down, not jumping in no barrel, because I know, no matter how cool I am when I come to work, I am the sheep. These niggas are the wolves. Not entering no den of the wolves, trying to see what's going on when they can just be trying to lure the sheep. I am not.
Nah, I feel you. I feel you. I feel you. That was just basically just to give an update. You know what I'm saying?
I was just being,
that was just basically to give a little update because the topic had come up. So it was like, oh, you know what I'm saying? More or less, this is what's going on. And there's been a there's been a lot of juveniles have gotten arrested. So the violence
going on
in other facilities have increased because of the amount of juveniles that have been incarcerated lately. That's not even in detailed format of what I read about in the news, but that's just a little snippet of it. Like you know what I'm saying? That's outside of Rikers. So we dealt with up north behind the wall. We dealt with Rikers Island, and then we dealing with the other city facilities.
But
Those are three different lanes, but in the same topic of incarceration, basically.
But this is how it was all the time. We just getting old because it was always the adolescence was always the wild one. Your niggas go to jail. You really didn't want to go with them little adolescent niggas because them niggas ain't got nothing to lose. They young, them niggas bucking out. The older niggas always kind of was settled into whatever they bid was. They was kind of a little bit more, you know, how would you say it? They was bidders. So they kind of knew the system and knew how it goes. So they already flowed with the system. But the young niggas came in there and they kind of turned it up and which went into the gangs and all of that. So I would take it that that's how the prison system been. It's just that it's a new generation and we got another set of young niggas that's out here and them niggas is just going crazy again. We talk about the young niggas like we forget. You niggas used to be scared. Them niggas had it on the news. Yo, you can't wear no 8-ball leathers. You can't have on no bears. These niggas have it in the news. Niggas was getting killed for these coats. You remember those eras?
Yeah, the 8-ball jackets. I heard about it. I wasn't like
the Decepticons was beating niggas' heads with real bats.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So it been situations going on and been crazy. It's just that it's times evolution. Everything, you know, evolves and goes on. But I look at it like I understand because I was young once and I happened to pay attention when I was growing up. So I understand. I've seen it a couple times. It's just it's how shit just happens to go. That was the system that was created. They sitting back and they patting themselves on the back. But otherwise, bang, I don't want to get lost in that. How's everything else looking, man?
Yeah, you know, I can't really complain, man. It doesn't do any good anyway. So more or less, I'm just doing my best to focus on positive energy always and just stay motivated. That's what my goal is.
We're gonna go on a speak viral moment because you somebody who was locked up and you know the situations and you know the conversations and how the law goes and how the language is. So how do you feel about Gunna pleading guilty to something that can make others seem guilty now?
To be honest with you,
you heard it. You didn't hear about the Gunna situation?
I heard all the different politics side of it and everything. But to be honest with you, I don't really have an opinion on it. At the end of the day, I haven't been in that situation. Every case I didn't caught, I've always been the only one. I ain't had no Cody, like basically, for the most part. You know what I mean? So I don't even know what that feels like or any of that. I don't from the outside looking in, like but because we're on the outside, so we're not on the
in the system. Does that affect if me and you was to get locked up together and I was still sitting up and you told the judge and all of them and you copped out saying basically whatever they're trying to charge me for, they're correct? And you plead out, is that gonna fuck me up in the long run?
I don't see it as, I see it as admitting your own guilt. You're not admitting the guilt of someone else. Doug could still deny. Doug could be like, Doug could take the stand in his own defense and be like, yo, this nigga Gunna's bugging out. I don't know what he talking about. I wasn't, that YSL ain't no gang. He had a, like whatever the case may be, like his defense team could counteract whatever Gunna said. From my understanding,
why would you have? All right, why the fuck do I got to go to court and my defense team got to worry about now counteracting what you said?
All right, well, because at the end of the day, you have your own defense. You have your own defense attorney, right? So it's a conspiracy case. You connected to these other individuals, right? But at the end of the day, though, like whatever you're being charged with is what you have to fight individually. Mm-hmm. So if Doug said, yeah, I'm a cop out and take this 30 years. Gunner was supposed to take the 30 years with him. Yeah, I'm gonna take 30 with him. Like, I mean, I don't know all the specifics of it, and I'm
just going from what we know.
I don't specialize in the law to be able to give like actual, factual, concrete, you understand, educated answers with it.
All right, I'm gonna put a scenario together. One of his cases, or one of his charges would be him and Gunner was in a car, and there was a gun in the car. Now, if you're not pleading guilty to nothing else, but YSL basically was, it started to operate as a gang after use, and this scenario shows like more of a gang activity than who's looking guilty in this situation. Who are you pointing out?
So basically, if it's two of you and you copping out to this, or you saying that you didn't have nothing to do with that, or that gun wasn't mine, instead of us just basically neither one of us owning up to the gun, taking the gun to trial for them to prove who it belonged to.
In reality and law, they can't put it on both of us.
Right. So basically, that situation or circumstance, you're supposed to take that all the way to make them, to force their hand to be able to prove whose was what. Basically, who it belonged to. I understand that. I understand that concept. Like, no, hell no, I wouldn't want you to say the gun was mine and both was in the car and they didn't find it on 9 of our possession.
And say that. You said even more. You said that we started to operate as a gang. You got to listen to the details of the things that's being said. So by you saying you started to operate as a gang, and you already telling me, no, that gun is not yours. What was that situation? And you didn't have to tell me about that.
Saying that you operated as a gang is voluntary information, right?
That makes it where now, if they're bringing you down on a conspiracy, saying that you was acting as a gang and not as a record label, and now we got not the second and one of the artists saying basically that it started to move as a gang as he got involved.
Yeah. Now you also know that gangs aren't illegal, right? It's just based upon what type of business.
We're saying the gang,
what type of activities you involved with.
But we're making you we're not trying to do that. Once we classify you as a gang, you're gone, because then the conspiracy is with the charge.
Yeah, they still got to prove. Yeah, right.
We're just trying to make it, obvious by all of the front runners that this is a gang.
Right.
Now, once we establish this is a gang, we know who the front runner is. You already know. And now everybody who's tapping out, how does that look on the leader?
Yeah, well, from a legal standpoint, though, from what I've been seeing online, you know what I mean? Some people saying that he didn't tell on the nigga by him copping a plea deal. He didn't tell on the nigga. You know what I'm saying? Now the people that aren't skilled in the law, the public or whatever, that's who I've been seeing online saying, "Oh, this nigga's a rat. This nigga's a rat. This nigga went and put some cheese in front of his truck or some shit." Like all of that shit, like all of that is bananas. But outside of all of that, what I did hear is that whatever wiretaps and everything that they obtained was illegal allegedly. So they're not even able to use a large portion of evidence that they've obtained on Thug. As a matter of fact, that's what they're saying now, which is good. So that looks like it's going to help him regardless.
That could be great, but in reality, how did you get out? You created a situation where now I have to. That was my whole point.
He got out by copping a plea. He pled out to his charges. That's how he got out, right?
Why should my lawyer now have to come back after your lawyer and justify what you said and try to alleviate myself from that if you didn't?
Well, I mean, at the end of the day, it's like it's every man for themselves. So, like, you know what I'm saying? That's obviously how he was approaching the situation. You know what I'm saying? They didn't come up from the sandbox. They obviously didn't have that allegiance that Thug may have thought he was gonna have with him. You know what I'm saying? Or not. I don't know, man. Because I don't know name one of them. You understand what I'm saying to you? I know, so I don't really know. I just know what's whack is how the public, even without knowing the details, they put all this information or rumor or whatever, you know what I'm saying, on social media. Like,
That's
you know
why
what I'm saying?
because these are guys that basically they ain't been through the system. So what they saying is we understand the lingo, and then once you
Everybody ain't been through the system that's running their mouth. And
Well,
they don't,
that
even
might
though
be
they've
more-
been through the system, even though they've been through the system, they still don't know the law, my nigga. And that's a fact. I'll
Right.
keep it 100. A lot of them niggas is ignorant. They just going off for the next person or just saying whatever they want to say to sound like something or whatever the case may be. But the actual fact is they not educated on the law and they didn't been in prison and jail because them niggas done copped out to their own shit before. Like at the end of the day, like or they didn't know what they was facing on their own. So therefore, they really not that skilled to be. You understand what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying.
I asked you your opinion. I can only listen to what you're saying, bro.
Yeah, I know it's a messed up situation to be in. I wouldn't want to be, you couldn't pay me $1 million or better or any amount to be that nigga Gunner right now. I know that for a fact. I wouldn't want to be in that nigga's shoes for nothing in the world.
Right or wrong? Why would you want to be in his shoes? Okay.
I wouldn't want to be in his shoes for nothing in the world. You understand what I'm saying? None of that. Like,
so you don't believe you believe that I guess you said it as plain as day. It became a self situation.
Obviously, you see what the nigga did, right? That's just like what Puff did to Shine.
No, that's not what Puff did to Shine.
He did. He separated he had his own attorney,
Bro,
and he separated the whole case.
I separated lawyers and cases. What that has to do with that's not me really. That's me playing a big boy stunt on you. Like, no disrespect, my life costs this much, and I'm going to get Cochran, nigga. You talking about you getting Louis Armstrong? Get ahead.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, Gunna is Thug's artist. Shine was Puff's artist.
Understandable, but
what you talking about? Shine did 10 joints behind that, didn't he?
I understand, but that
so it's not the exact same, but he went for self just like this nigga Gunna went for self.
Puff didn't plead guilty and go.
All right, it's 3 different situations.
My artist, he was Bad Boy. He was on my label, and somebody in my camp shot that night. And they Shine come up next, and they go, "So when you're shooting, it had to be you." Puff just said somebody in his camp. So they gonna add that up. Puff didn't do that. So Puff took his lawyer and he said, I feel my case to be stronger. And the mob do that shit all the time.
All right, well, whatever. What I'm saying is this, though. It's 3 different scenarios as far as going for self. The nigga Puff went for self, and Shine was his artist. That was his shooter. He was only shooting to protect that nigga. Shine didn't have no problem with the nigga Scar or whatever the case may be. It was a situation with Puff, and Shine went to his defense. Puff went for self. Smurda, Rowdy Rebel and them, they stuck together like glue. Smurda didn't go for self. He did what he did. They came out on top. Now this nigga Gunna and Thug, Gunna went for self and did whatever he did, cop the plea, separate, whatever, whichever way it happened, boom. So I just broke down the three different scenarios, 3 major situations in the industry, basically. Like, you know what I'm saying? And 2 of them was for self, and 1, they stuck together like glue from beginning to end. Basically, so it goes back to self-preservation at the end of the day. It
goes back to Gunna ain't right. That's what it goes. Because if he got his own category, if he ain't with Smurda in them, if he ain't with Bobby Smurda and Rowdy Rebel, you ain't right. They was the only right scenario placed in that trio you just put up, right or wrong.
All right, but but that's what I was saying in the beginning about the nigga Puff and Shine. But you was saying the nigga Puff basically did. That was a big boy move. It was still self-preservation.
But listen, it wasn't me putting you out there for dead. Only situation that you
did put him out there for dead. He did 10 years.
No, listen, you did 10 years because you got in the court of law. They found you,
and he helped them. He helped them find them.
I'm find you guilty. I'm fighting my own case. See, now you're going to be on point. I can't.
How when that all occurred back then. Every nigga in the street was saying what I'm saying right now. It's just years later. It's just everybody was saying that back then.
dirty as far as what the scenario is. I don't know what the scenario was, but as far as how he went legal, nah, man. What? All right, in reality, okay. Me and Puff get caught up in the same trial. You think I'm mad because Puff don't got the same lawyer as me?
Nah, that wasn't
in reality. This is what I'm saying, because we lose minds. Is Puff not more important in that scenario than a Shine?
how when every individual
Puff
should
is
be
the
important.
label. He's the head honcho. Shine, you
Right.
said you're a worker.
Right.
So in reality, how this go, and we talking some real
You
shit.
think Shine? You think Shine felt he? You think Shine felt he was less important than Puff in his own life?
We're not saying what you feel. We saying, and let's look at reality.
It is based off of what you feel, because that's an opinion.
But you saying on how you feel, that's personal. You personalizing it. I'm
How?
not personalizing it. Because you saying how you feel. Now you're gonna, of course, I'm gonna feel more for me than anybody.
Right. So as you should, right? So
But that's not being fair in the situation, because you all right, you supposed to think more. Is how did you all right for you in reality, what got you there is the mentality that I'm talking about. Because you wouldn't have been the one in there gunning and letting it go for this nigga if you didn't feel he was that important to take care of. Now, once that happens and you get caught up in a situation, now you indict him too? Where does that go on?
nah, I didn't.
Here to tell you, bro, I'm just putting it from both perspectives. We looking at it just from one window. We're not looking at it from every business aspect or every money move that could have been made after that. Or
All right, answer this question though.
No.
Back then, when it happened, the general consensus of the public opinion,
I don't pay.
did they feel and did they say Puff was wrong for what happened with Shine or not? Yes or no?
Puff was wrong for what happened in City College. Puff wasn't wrong for what happened in O'Shine.
All right, so you saying no then. The general consensus wasn't that then, back then.
I don't know if the general.
I didn't even mention City College. Like, that's different.
No,
That's
what
a
I'm
whole different scenario.
What I'm saying is, Puff didn't have any direct, any direct harm done to Shine by going, I want a different legal team. No disrespect. We seen that shit, and I'm cutting Cousin Vinny. And Cousin Vinny, the nigga wanted a different lawyer. He sat there right with I don't feel your cousin can get this shit done. I'm going with somebody I feel professional. When shit started to look good for the cousin, listen, I'm going to get with him. It's nothing personal. It's nothing like out of the ordinary. It's just the way we highlighting it because of the situation.
All right, so
they was both in the joint shooting, and this nigga got a different lawyer? Yeah. I'm a little bit more important. Nigga, I got MTV, Billboard. I got these niggas talking to me. You got me talking to you.
All right, so with Gunna and Thug, they was both involved in something. This nigga Gunna cops out to his charges and leaves Thug and leaves Thug.
And that's why they all saying you a snitch, because you fucked up and you left the money man in jail by copping out to some bullshit just so you can come home early.
Like the average nigga would have wanted to do.
But now what you going now right now in your game of chess, what comes after this move? Because now
I don't know, I'm not that nigga. That's why I said.
And this is what I'm saying.
I don't know what will come after the move. I ain't had no Codees before.
This is why I'm saying in that situation, you always thinking, when did you stop thinking like you came in? You thinking of like, yo, this nigga, no disrespect. He doing what he doing. I got to keep him right. Because if he right, we gonna be right.
But just because he didn't do that and looking at a nigga to be right doesn't mean he's a fucking rat. That don't make the nigga a rat just because he copped out to his charges.
It makes you kind of like a sucker, because if you come in a situation with the intentions to make sure, that's like when I look at certain situations and I be like, yo, why is this nigga even on TV in trial? There's 30 niggas behind him. Nobody bite cases. Y'all niggas would have been all eliminated as soon as I came home. None of you niggas knew how to bite a case. Y'all don't know who's the most important, like in here, not even being just in reality.
Yeah, now see, I'll keep it all the way 100, my nigga. I'll keep it all the way 100. And that's probably why also, you know what I'm saying? I'm glad for not having no Codees or anything like that, right? At the end of the day. Been around a group criminal-minded individuals and all that, been involved with situations, but whenever I went down, I always wind up going down by myself, right? Never wanted to be in no group like that, right?
Mhm.
Because at the end of the day, my nigga, like, just because I couldn't even fathom, I'll keep it 100, having the bag and everything. I couldn't even fathom me and you getting caught up in something, me having a bigger bag or being the head, and me actually going to you to tell you to take some charges for me. I can't even fathom the reality of
But
that.
why should you? See, you didn't listen to what I'm saying. My
That's the concept, though. That's the concept of what I took from
Mhm.
what you had said. He's a sucker because he's not the bigger bag, and he left this nigga for dead. I don't have an opinion on either one.
Mhm.
The fan of either one, but
Mhm.
just for the sake of argument and conversation, right?
Mhm.
So he's a sucker because this nigga is the head and he's the bigger bag, and he
Mhm.
left him for dead. That's why he's a sucker, and that's why he's labeled a rat.
No. You forget the biggest thing that you're not saying. Those were your intentions when you came to this individual.
How you know what this man's intentions were? We ain't inside of his brain. You could say that in the Shine and Puff situation because Shine was the shooter.
You know
But this nigga Gunna's a rap artist. He's a rapper, my nigga.
All right, Gunna, how did you get on? Who rap artists are you? You got on from who?
So what that mean? He give up his life for the nigga just because this nigga signed him to a record deal?
So a nigga can change your life, right? A nigga can elevate your life. A nigga can do everything to your life. But when a nigga asks you to stand up for the nigga that who made all of this
You
happen,
don't know that the nigga Thug asked him to stand up.
Hold up. You know, fuck Thug asking him to stand up. Nigga, Thug ain't got to even come to you. Nigga, it's real niggas in the GDs when you go to jail. It's real thoughts and just, nigga, don't do that. You can't tell. Nigga, you know that's an asshole deal. How you gonna look? You hear it all.
Yeah, you right.
It's just, you know, when you go into a situation, everything that can happen in that situation, the outcome, everything. So for you to change up in the middle of any decision, it shows that either your intentions wasn't good or you're not solid. And
that's bananas, man. Because I could pull up a couple of different situations. We could go into this for eons, Land. Because I could pull up a couple of situations right now where niggas that they got different points of opinion, but basically it's like the average is only going. The average, what you find, they going with a popularity contest, right? So because Thug is the head and he signed this nigga.
No, that's what I'm saying. I'm just going, that's my perception. Like in reality, I'm going on, we in the streets, bro. It's only like, and for niggas who ain't have shit, it's only one way for you to get something. And that's for a nigga to put you on. And that goes back to like just first grade shit. Like, so
well, what did you do? What did you do in order for him to put you on though? Didn't you put some type of work into you in order for you to get put on?
This is what we're losing. The main thing you're supposed to do is, and this is what a nigga asks you from the get-go, is if we get in this position, I know that I ain't got to look at you or you gonna leave me dry out to fuck me up because I don't need you. So you had to sign up for that. You had to sign your loyalty. We're not questioning what you did because whatever you did it only because you knew it was the way up.
Yeah.
The nigga that's up, he ain't got to, what the fuck I'm at? What you willing to do? You ain't got to be willing to go home.
How you get up without everybody else though, man?
We not, listen, we going in, now we going in, whatever your moves had to be, they had to be solid because you're up and in a position to make sure others can get up.
But how did you get there though? You didn't get there by yourself, right?
Why are we questioning how you got there? Because you not turning on none of your niggas that got you there. You the nigga that we ain't got to question your morals.
Plenty of head niggas done turned on niggas underneath them before.
Not this situation. You picking out something just to make the situation sound good. Thugger ain't, y'all ain't been talking about Thugger ain't been paying y'all. We wouldn't know y'all niggas if it wasn't for Thugger, and Thugger ain't ratting on no niggas who put him on. So his loyalty or his word is not into question. If we got a rap group, if Landlord came back to the crew, right, back to the hood, I done did Rich Gang and all that, right? Now I got my weight up, I got my money, I know how to do this thing, and I start a team. You not willing to ride for this team?
Yeah, I'm riding. Right?
What's the fucking questions
We
about?
a team together. Everyone achieves more.
Listen, are you not ready to ride for this team?
I'm riding for the team, but I'm not taking no weight that ain't mine. No.
How?
I'm not going down for some shit that ain't mine.
Why, if that's the best thing for this team? You're not for the team, then.
Nah, I don't mean that.
How? If I'm gonna come back somewhere after I'm already established.
You know why I'm saying that though? You know why I'm saying that? Because I wouldn't be that pawn, my nigga. I'd be a different piece on the board. That's probably why I'm saying that.
But if you're
I'm saying it from a different mind state.
okay,
There's niggas that's automatic pawn that wouldn't have no problem sitting up for a nigga.
But this is what I'm saying. Well, I said, where's not a bid biter? Somebody that's gonna bite this bid, they can just say you got 7 niggas back there that really ain't putting in no action. When the action got, you probably got 2 niggas.
Yeah, just because you part of a team don't make you a sacrifice though.
What are you part of a team for then?
That doesn't make, just because you're part of a team, it doesn't automatically make you a sacrificial lamb.
We didn't say it. If that's the only position you can play, why are you a part of this team?
Right, but that wouldn't be my position, so I can't even fathom that.
We already established that. You ain't got to act like I'm trying to make you the bid buyer.
Yeah, like
we are older niggas come to you when you was young. The first thing they used to sell to you is, yeah, you know what, I need you to hold this because you know I done got 2. I don't give a fuck how many F's you got. You don't get caught. I don't play to get caught. Neither. Fuck you gonna tell me to hold this just because you feel it might be a ding. Nah, bro, you in it, you in it.
You not part of the hood though. That's the hood shit though, right? That's the old heads in the hood, right? Hold on to this right here, because you gonna get right out.
That's the part of manipulation. You're just trying to manipulate me. You feel me?
It's all manipulation, then, my nigga.
Nah, we talking from 2 different perspectives. Gunna did not join this nigga YSL gang at 5 years old, and this nigga Thugger was putting guns in your hand at the left. Yo, my nigga, we got to stop this, man.
So what is it? Money manipulation?
It's you trying to join a situation. YSL, if we're considering YSL to be a what? A record label. You join in a record label, and then when you join a record label, whatever goes down, and they try to come at this record label, now you're gonna try to say what? Well, you know what? I really don't need that record label. I'm about to go. I'm not a part of that gang, bro. You are. You willing to do anything? Not to say, but you willing to go as far as the whole thing that messes it up is when it comes down to what's gonna get, how you gonna have to live your next life, your next couple of years, We all signed up for this, bro. That's the only thing different with Bobby Shmurda and them. They knew they all signed up for it. So when it came down, the ones that knew they signed up, it wasn't no budging, bro. We signed up. That's the next stage. That's the next game. All right, come on. Because all of it's for rep. And that's the biggest reputation in the world. I walked them walls without this, man. I wasn't no. You come home, you triple platinum, nigga.
All right, so that's like that's crazy. I guess it's a whole, man, all that shit is fucking whack to me, my nigga.
We didn't say we're not saying is it whack or is it right or is it wrong. We just
all of that shit is whack, my nigga.
That's the system. The same way they got their system and for those that's established.
Yeah, that shit is whack, man. How niggas will put a label on you, my nigga, and they don't even know your whole situation. Now Thug come home, and he jacked the nigga Gunna, and he not mad at Gunna, and he not calling Gunna a rat. Then what? Gunna still a rat?
Then the world might accept you. But you see how valuable he is. You should see what you just said. You see how important Thugger is? If I'm not fucking important, I shouldn't be sitting in this bitch and y'all niggas should not have closed yet. But you see how important I am. I got to come home and bring your fucking ass back to manhood. You see what you said out your mouth, but when Thugger come home,
just because these niggas, the public opinion is this, don't mean the nigga ain't got no manhood.
If 1,000 niggas start calling you a bitch, no disrespect, the world, if they hear you call the bitch, that's what they're gonna call.
1,000 niggas don't make up the world, though.
It doesn't.
And the world don't care about 1,000 niggas.
You didn't hear me say none of that. What you did hear me say is if they hear it, if they hearing it and seeing the memes, you seeing this, it's over, man.
I don't think so, man.
We having this conversation after a nigga came home and he didn't even get to chill probably 72 hours. And he heard he's a rat.
He probably heard that shit before he got up out of there.
Yeah,
Word to mommy.
you know, when he was talking to them people, it was wrong. Like, this is a situation that what you think about Terrence Gangster Williams?
Yeah, but I didn't heard. I didn't heard from. I didn't heard from real niggas. Well, I don't know what. I don't know. All right, let me refrain and take that connotation back. A real nigga, right? But I didn't heard from dudes that has done major time, and they've said out their own mouth, Gunna taking a plea deal and copping out how he did. He did not rap.
I don't
There's
know.
there's lawyers that's involved in the situation that have said, I think one of Thug's lawyers came out and said Gunna didn't tell on Young Thug.
We didn't say he did. There ain't no paperwork to say he told on Young Thug.
So how what constant what
Got to run with
makes it right for dudes to be calling this man a rat then?
It looked bad, baby. It looked bad.
That's crazy. Now, see, that's whack. That's whack. I'm glad we came back around to that now, because you see what I said, right? I said there's dudes that have done real time and been in that situation that have said, I didn't see it, right? And they've said out their own mouth, nah, that nigga Gunna, let me say this right now. That nigga Gunna did not rat just because he took a plea deal, boom, boom, boom. And then someone on allegedly, a lawyer on Thug's defense team allegedly has said that Gunna didn't tell on him.
We got to bring that up. We got to see that. We got to have that. We got to have that pop up. We got to see that. I asked you. The question was, how did you feel since you've been incarcerated before and you know the system a little bit? That's why I'm asking you. My public perception, because I never been in that situation, and I wouldn't even know how to feel if I was Thugger. Like, I would probably be back there like, yo, this nigga telling me? Like, he just said YSL is a fucking gang. That's all that's going to be in my mind. I didn't hear nothing else but that. Like, did he tell on me? How that's going to make me look? So I would look at him funny. I would look at him funny because I don't understand how they would take
it's
that.
It's kind of like, and then also it's kind of like what's going to have to happen is it's all going to come out at trial, like the Tory Lanez and Megan Thee Stallion situation. It's all coming out at trial. Everybody believed up until now that Tory really shot that girl. Yeah. But now it's coming out that allegedly he may not have really shot her.
Yeah.
But everybody believed, the world believed, oh, that's fucked up that nigga shot that chick like that.
Bro, you see the takeoff shit? Niggas was on the internet. Them niggas had a nigga already, the murderer. They done had niggas come in his camp. They done killed the nigga and all this. Then come back next week, he alive. Then he had the cops got him. I'm like, yo, bro, give a nigga a voice, a nigga gonna fly. They gonna say whatever they want. They gonna.
And that's basically what I was saying. That's whack. You understand what I'm saying? Like that was basically the moral of my story.
The public perception. I understand.
Yeah, that was basically the moral of my story. That's whack. How and it be us in our own community. You get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like at the end of the day, and it be half the ignorant ones that don't know ish to begin with, and wouldn't know what to do if they was in that situation. You get what I'm saying? So like,
the chick that's on him up. She like, oh, he a snitch.
All of that is whack, B.
Yo, niggas is wrong.
Yeah, that's whack.
Yo, have you heard about Terrence Gangster Williams?
Yeah.
You heard about him? You heard about the situation with him?
Yeah, 1 second.
Put me on pause for a second. He muted me. Like, yeah, give me a second. I don't. We gonna get on it. That should be crazy.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm blessed to death, my nigga. You already know.
Yeah. So. Yeah. All right. So what's bananas, right?
What are we talking about right now?
You talk about Baby Brother, right?
Yeah, I want to hear.
All right. So the situation with Baby Brother is. He told, even though they may have been dead, he acknowledged that he told, and he acknowledged that niggas can't fuck with him because he told. I saw a whole video of him talking about when someone had asked him, you know about baby not dealing with him or whatever. And he like, yeah, well, you know, he's up there, he's really famous and the streets and this, that, and the third. And then here it is, I come, even though I'm really like that. But, you know, it's been said and it's been known that I did this. Yeah, he can't be associated with me. So he know he taking that label on his back. Like he not running with the he's standing up to it. He not running with the them niggas was dead. That shit don't matter. He ain't going that way. He ain't doing none of that. He's standing right in the box. Yeah, I told, and this is who I told on, and that's that.
Yeah, I love this rap game. But we have to understand sometimes when
did I get it right or did I get it wrong?
Oh, you got it right. I'm just saying this is in my like niggas like, do you get how old is Birdman, B?
He gotta be close to well, pardon me. First of all, I don't know.
He might
Second
be
of all, I'm taking a guess that
he close to 60.
He in his mid
Gotta be like Birdman gotta be like 60. If he not 60, I'm saying
he started in the game late, though. I mean early, not late. My fault.
Not early in his age. Birdman came on old.
Well, to the world, he was already. He said he was a millionaire at like 14.
I'm not talking about what with his money. I'm not talking about how much cash he had. I'm talking about how old is Birdman.
53.
53. Birdman is 53 years old, bro. Now, I understand Birdman's whole street gang, you know, affiliation and how he operate and what makes him his money and how he moves and how he tries to stay in tune with what's going on. But Birdman is 53 years old, bro. Like your brother come home after 26 years. You 53, bro. And you talking about snitching? Birdman need to be, he got to be the OG. He has to be the most official OG I ever heard of.
I don't know about that.
Nah, he does. Because he's 50-some years old, still playing this game like he's 13.
Oh, you mean so allegedly he has to be the most official? You're
Like,
saying allegedly because
like,
I thought you were saying it as a fact. Like,
nah, like he's playing this shit like he's 13. He's still like,
but there's not an age to that street shit though. Obviously,
it's an age to maturity. Like, so at a certain age, like you start to mature and you start to get a little wiser and you understand shit that you pledged into when you was young and you understand things that you got into and you understand how you was misleading certain shit and how you was, even if you don't express it. So
but that don't add up though.
What you mean that don't add up?
Because then that's putting an age requirement on
Maturity?
On the labeling.
What's on the labeling? I'm just talking about as far as maturement. I could say he could show us whatever he wants to show us. Meaning he can still entertain and be an asshole because that's what they would be calling it, sucking up. A nigga 50-something years old, you getting out your bed every day to get on Instagram. That's only for money. So what I'm saying, that's the entertainer shit. But as far as like really in your life at this point now, you don't have to actually move that way. Like he surprises me by actually moving that. Like Birdman, when you see Birdman, he like his persona is like he has something to prove still. Like he would be one of them.
That's a cat. That's something me
he
personally.
Would be one of them OG niggas that still put in action.
Put in his own work. He put in his own work.
But always at the wrong time. Like
so
you putting in work when you know this shit didn't make no sense for you to put in no work right there and all them eyes and da. Like but you do it only for the intention, I think.
So, all right. So in relation to what you asked me about his brother, what are you saying?
I'm saying
he should be calling his brother a rat.
No, I'm saying after 26 years, your brother came home. Would that be the way that you like? Would you think that would be your conversation? Like,
but based upon the streets, that's the street conversation, right?
But who talks to their brother in the street? All that shit dies at home. Your brother could be whatever, but blood turn thicker than that. You'll tell that nigga to get away before. You done seen niggas with brothers that done been crackheads, this, that, and the third. They ain't never been violating the hood because you know who brother he is. Yeah, he got a problem, but who brother is he? We understand everything. I understand, like, at some point you human. And the blood shit does mean something. You feel what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying. Now I'm on the flip side of the coin. I'm on the other side of the coin than from where I was before.
Like,
so you're saying because he's older and that's his brother, and because of his age, he's 53, and
yeah,
because of that, and his brother done so much time that there should have been some type of pass.
Like that makes me say, like, what, you only fuck with your brother because of his reputation?
Apparently. I mean, that's when it becomes obvious, because because it's still on some street-ish.
I just asked what you think about it.
Because his own brother said it out his own mouth. He said, yeah, I understand. Not verbatim, but he was basically saying
like, something else. If you snitch on the dead, that's bad. Like this new era shit, like they just took everything out of proportion. Like I wouldn't do it.
But
it wouldn't
but
be my first choice. It wouldn't be when I'm, and it was times where I was in that position. So I know that wouldn't have been my choice, but I was in that position before to do so. And nah, maybe I felt that way because I knew I wasn't guilty and they couldn't do nothing like so. But I'm just saying, in position, I never like felt that way. But is it wrong? I don't think it's wrong. If you can get away and nigga ain't do nobody did no time and you told on somebody dead, man.
But I'm saying, based upon, according to the streets though, telling is telling. There ain't no,
according to what
in between. That's how the streets play it.
What streets? All right, if the streets play like that, how are you able to connect your organization to a dirty cop? A dirty cop is still a cop, right? And then, most of the time when you dealing with a dirty cop, you got to give him something for him. You got to give him somebody else to target. So then how does that occur?
I guess you got to talk to the street niggas about that shit. That got dirty cops on their team.
It's a whole, no, I'm saying if you ain't got no dirty cops on your team, you're not really big. That's just the first level of you really being a nigga with some money. Because if you're making some money, he not coming to you talking about, no, I'm coming to get you. He coming to you, giving you the word, listen, you on our radar. We grew up in the dirty 30 era. We know how they work. Like,
yeah, so I'm saying, if you're not giving them something, then you just basically giving them bread. You just paying them. They just on your payroll. Like, you're not telling them nothing about nothing, basically, and you just greasing a palm.
Where does that work at?
I don't know. I'm just giving a scenario. I ain't never paid off no cops before.
I'm saying as soon as you had the discussion with that police, as soon as he got some money from you, he got more than that money, because now you thinking you in his pocket, he in your pocket too.
But that's, I mean, I guess what we would have to do
is all these niggas, if you're in a game, niggas talk about this, everybody has a snitching point. Niggas just called snitching is you actually telling on a nigga when he did it. Direct, he did it. All the in-between ways and the indirect niggas, they veer their eyes another way. That wasn't really snitching. That wasn't, nigga.
But it's certain, yeah, because I was gonna say, like, it's scenarios where, like, whether they alive or whether they dead, you still told.
Mm-hmm.
Regardless, like, it don't matter that he was dead.
But the whole thing was who did
you still told on somebody. Like,
but not really, because who did time for anything? They didn't do no time for that. You used them as, that used to be like called like an scapegoat. You threw that on the dead body. That's like an scapegoat. That's almost, that's cool. I wouldn't call it snitching.
Telling you, I mean,
it's me and you did something, and once it came, we both went to jail. We both went to jail. Me and you. We look and sell a cell. He did it. And I'm walking off. You got accused for whatever me and you both had.
But see what you saying that I'll keep it all the way 100. That's basically what I viewed and saw the label of a rat was. You getting busted with somebody and you telling on them and you getting off basically.
Yeah.
Like point blank period in the discussion. Now all this other stuff,
no, but
you
can rat on a nigga. You can put somebody on to somebody.
So there's levels to ratting now. There's levels.
All of it is telling. I'm just saying, all of it is telling. Like you want, but the main source would be you saying if how it would work if you pay police, or if, I would assume this is what we'll take it from a dialogue from a show. Someone who's paying police, he would have to in return give information, because this police officer, what they just always not busting you. They ain't got nobody else to bust. How all your competition seems to be going down. So it would have to be some type of scenario that goes on that's deeper than what they just talking about conversation. And once you talk to them police, bro, you already know it's over.
Yeah, like providing the police any information to help them at any point on any situation is rat. Like point blank period. Whether it's alive, whether it's dead, whether the nigga wind up doing time, whether he beat it, you still told.
You can't tell if you can't say if it's a lie. If it's a lie, you what did you tell? You made up a story, so you can't be a snitch because you made up a story and them niggas fell for it.
Oh, it's plenty of them in the feds. Allegedly, based upon what I've been told, it's plenty of them niggas in the feds that make up whole scenarios and that put a whole bunch of stuff together basically just to get out of their situation. By the time the dots are connected, something else didn't happen.
If you can lead an asshole to a dry stream, then so be it. I'm just saying, if you really giving up some type of information with somebody else going to be harmed that you know was involved with something with you, your ass is a snitch.
Yeah, all of that basically. Telling is telling, basically. So that's like, even though he's 53, his whole reputation, his whole lane of like surviving in this industry has been the streets. So he obviously, in his mind, well, I can't say it was in his mind. I'm just going off the proof in the pudding, basically, right? Like, obviously, he got to stick to that. Now, behind the scenes, we don't know if these niggas is at Sunday dinner together.
Mm-hmm.
But in public, he can't embrace his brother.
Indeed.
It's just like the rap beefs. Behind closed doors, they sitting around the table together. But in public, they beefing in certain situations. So, you know what I mean? We don't know if he wrapping his arms around them behind closed doors.
It could be just the perception. You're right.
You know what I mean? It could just be the public persona for all we know, or whatever. I don't know.
What you getting into today, Jose? What's the plans?
I don't know. I got a text about something, but it came in late. I don't know if I'm going out the house or not. I'm debating right now.
Oh, is this? It's on the line.
I'm thinking it was like a studio situation, but I don't always like going into unorganized situations or situations that I don't have
control of.
Yeah, that I don't have any type of control in. Not even total control, just a little bit of control. Like, you know what I'm saying? Other than me going out. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because then I feel like, you know what I'm saying? It may be a waste of my time. And then I'll be, you know what I mean? I got to travel to Brooklyn, and it's an hour, according to the GPS, it's an hour and it's an hour and some change.
Where you going?
Greenpoint Ave.
What studio? What this studio session with who?
Dude that I met when I was working at the
Airport.
airport.
Okay.
Yeah, he not a music dude, but he not a hip hop dude, basically. But it's a studio out there, Pencil Factory Recordings.
Yeah, shout out my nigga Brock too. He had me yesterday.
Who did? Brock?
Yeah, Brock hollered at me yesterday about some
Bullet
music.
Brock?
Yeah, Bullet Brock.
Get out of here. What's up with him? Where he at?
He
Big
in
shout out to
Florida
Brock.
right now. Yeah, shout out to Brock. He's he holding it down. He got some decent going out there. I don't want to put his business in the street before he solidify.
He down south though, right?
In Florida. I don't know if that's considered down south. I'm New York with it.
Yeah, that ain't the dirty south, but it's south.
Yeah,
south of the border.
He doing his thing too. He got him a nice little gig. He done figured out some things about the system. He ready to get back at it.
Oh, that's what's up. I still got some of his old joints over here right now.
You hear that, Bullet? Bullet.
Word, that's what's up though. I ain't spoke to Brock in forever and a day.
Yeah, my son dubbed him too. That's why I'm like, who called? He like, Shelly. Lying. It wasn't his sister. Looking, I'm like, that's Brock. Let me see what he got to talk about. So we gonna talk and get some things done. It's about to be a new year. Everybody kind of tuned in and like regrouped and getting prepared for next year. I got me and my man Don. We gonna bless the scene with a nice little project at the beginning of next year, the first quarter. For those that's lost and don't know what it is, that's the Hustlers, the LONZ, Landlord, and we reaching out. We gonna grab great on some of them joints too. We gonna definitely try to reach out and do that. That's not a promise. That's just what we trying to do.
Who you with?
No, not Eat It Great, not Eat It Great, Play It Great. Eat It Great. I'm always in contact with Eat It Great. You know that. Who you with, my nigga? Shout out my nigga Cleet, just got off the phone with the OG. He hold his head. Everything cool for right now. Everybody, putting the things into perspective. What else is it? Of course, I got to say all that. I got to get back in the booth. So y'all can expect something. I got a couple things I got to say. I got to let off these Uzis. Gotta let these Uzis go. So everybody getting back into the swing of things, recording, podcasting, moving around, doing what we got to do, networking. Because the next Be Your Therapist joint, we had the first beat that we ever came to the. That was that first Be Your Own Therapist intro. If y'all remember, y'all from the get-go. So we still got everything in line. You couldn't hear it?
Now your vocals went down.
Yeah, I know my vocals went down. I didn't want to be too high. I want the beat to play. I want them to remember them times when we just started like.
They was low after the music. That's what I was talking about.
I ain't wanted to be higher than the music, is what I'm telling you.
I said after the music stopped, they was still low, Negro.
And
all right.
Tell me about my difficulties and my little technical difficulties over here. Don't have me get on my nigga. Should be like, yeah. God bless my nigga B. I ain't tell y'all about the dream. I had a crazy ass dream.
Okay.
That shit was bananas. You see my man Bang, he tuning in. He gonna see if he gonna get to that studio session or if he gonna dub it right now. He like, what am I gonna do? Do I got the bars? What's the beat sounding like? You got the beat? You ain't got, you got to go there.
That's what I said. He not a hip hop dude. It's not hip hop.
What is this? I don't think I'm my man on no gospel beat.
He was involved. He was involved. He's from Cali, and
what type of music are you going to do?
hey, yo, fam, you cutting me off, and I already told you I don't know the full situation. I've been let that known already. Now I'm giving a further in-depth explanation of the situation, and you're gonna cut me off again. Like, what's going on? Like, we're gonna be our own therapist. So what I said was, it's not hip hop, right? So therefore, I don't know exactly what it is. I was about to explain what he described to me. You understand what I'm saying to you?
What was described?
He does he was talking about doing some voice work or whatever. He wants me to basically do an interview. He wants me to interview him prior to them remixing or doing this song. And it actually happens to be not gospel, because he's not a gospel type of dude, but it's not hip hop. So so outside of that, man, like I said, I don't know what's gonna happen. I don't know what's gonna happen otherwise, man. I'm gonna figure it out in a minute, though.
Okay.
I'm gonna figure it out sooner than later.
Okay.
I'm fucking with you, nigga.
Yeah, it's all good. Because I could have set the interview up over the phone. I didn't even have to.
That's definitely what you could have did if it's not. So it's basically nothing where it's for you. It's basically something that he needed your assistance for to help him get something done.
Basically, yeah. It wasn't. He was saying that I could speak about. He was saying that in the midst of the interview that I could also, you know what I'm saying, bring enlightenment to what I'm involved in.
Okay.
As well. That was, I guess that's how he was looping it in. You know what I'm saying, on my end. But the project and everything is all on his end. It don't have anything to do with me.
Okay.
Wait till I get that deep banger. Yeah, that's bananas. Think of your head crazy like that's bananas.
Yeah, all of this was bananas today. Like the whole topic and everything, like I said, because it just, yeah, like I'm waiting. I'm interested. I'm waiting and anticipating when Thug come home. I want to see what his reaction and everything is going to be to the Kid Gunna.
Yeah.
This reaction, nigga. I finally see this nigga again.
Yeah.
He just left them. They was locked up in the same place.
Oh, I mean, they had conversations and all that. So a nigga needed to just take a picture of Thugger's face after he see Gunna leave. That would explain it all. Whether he
and then we don't know what conversation they may have had or may not have had in there.
You know what the conversation go like? Because when a nigga see you at your lowest and they know you not really gonna defend nothing, they gonna hit you with it. You know, bro. Yo, I gotta look out for myself, be my family. Yo, my mom, she going through that. Yo, a nigga, please, yo, this game is crazy, man. It's crazy. It's crazy. Yo, they was talking about I was gonna have to do 80 years, man. My daughter's just man. I don't know.
Yo, it's crazy, man. That whole situation is bananas. There's nobody still now. That's bananas, right? And all of this, right? They ain't nobody said nothing about Lucci telling me.
In my days, they had a song that just used to be like, "Don't do the crime if you can't do the time." I can make the back up.
I know that was a saying. I didn't know that was an actual song.
Niggas used to be in the background going, "Don't do it." Don't do it.
Yeah.
It was a little Arabic. Don't do a crime if you can't do the time. No.
Yo, you heard me?
Don't do it. Don't do it.
Yo, you's a funny ass dude, son. Yo, you heard me though?
What's good?
What's overshadowed this whole Thug and Gunna situation is the kid YFN Lucci. He allegedly had been. He didn't mention that.
But no disrespect, ain't he the boss to the other side? So he telling it's over. It's been over.
No, but I thought
started it when he said Thugger tried to kill his moms or something, right?
Right. He went. Yeah, he went. Him and his crew went down first.
No, they been saying no. He's still in there, ain't he? They been saying that.
Yeah, I didn't say he was out. I was saying he went. Him and his crew went down first.
Yeah, they
And
been
then Thug.
telling. No, that's why they going. That's how come they got Thugger, because that's who he was going at it with Thugger. That's how these joints work. That's why I said, yo, the new world is crazy. Because if you look at niggas' music on the reverse side, that's how they looking at it in business. They going, yo, who is Ops? So they playing both of the joints. They got both of you niggas hot. You on this side dissing him, talking about killing. He on the other side talking about killing. You got the nigga in the middle who's watching all of this play out. Because as soon as y'all get caught, naturally, who y'all gonna get caught with? Yops.
Yeah, that's bananas. They still ain't.
The whole two circuits.
Yeah, they
Not
still.
throwing y'all niggas off by just letting y'all bug out and make diss tracks all day. That's what y'all need to be talking about. How are they getting so many of us at one time now? Because we not even making big dope moves. You don't even see 60,000 bricks, four bricks on the table, 9 keys, 39 guns. You see guns out the asshole. You hear about murders out the asshole. But what was the product? These niggas pitching lyrics.
Yeah, that was a different type of drill. But look, what about
Okay.
So look, what about oh, what I was about to say something else about that, right? But
Okay.
the kid Romeo and P, they look like they got a little beef going on. That's the first time you ever saw them at odds.
Never want to talk about that. That's personal. That's internal. That's probably a heartfelt moment that I could.
All of this shit is internal, my nigga. What you talk about? All this shit is personal. We didn't talk about.
That's basically Romeo saying, "How could you reach out for somebody else who just passed due to you know they what was it? What they call it? I'm sorry, I don't want to say it wrong. I don't want to offend anybody. Basically, issues basic. Oh man, what the fuck? It's raining on my. What was it? Not domestic. Basically when you're not right, basically you got things going on, like, you know, psychological issues, I'll say. So he just gives a shout out to the DJ that just happened to, you know, I guess whatever it stemmed from that. So Romeo felt some sort of way because their sister had the same issues, and then she had drug battles and she passed away recently. But what I would say in P's defense is one just happens to come up because he was supposed to do an event with us recently. So me kind of like it can sound like me sending out something towards this issue, but it's more of a press release for whatever the situation, to let the people know that might not be going on now because of the situation that took on. He just passed away, so it can be more of a representative move than me actually, you know, caring or giving some thought to the actual reason he died. And I think Romeo's searching in for the reason. Like, why would you say something about that and you didn't really say nothing about what's going on in our family with our struggles, but you'll go to say something to somebody else who passed away. But of course we would know personal issues are more or harder to talk about, so I wouldn't say something that I know that's affecting our family, and then me acknowledging it for somebody else. That's kind of like me talking about it because I can deal with it, or I have to deal with it within my own family. So
kid did a whole 360 on his pops, and he seemed like he threw
because it's his sister. So personal.
Yeah, they not even mentioning. They not even
That's the first thing they said in the article, because his sister passed away and her drug use, and that's why Romeo's mad, because he didn't say nothing about the sister, or he didn't put as much attention that Romeo feel should have been put on that situation beforehand, and he feel like he just let it happen. Like he really wasn't paying attention to her. He That's going into personal shit, like saying, Daddy, in all reality, I don't think you gave her enough attention that she needed at the time when she was suffering. And then that's a personal bug that's going to go on with us forever. So now when somebody goes in the same light and you highlight it, it's going to make me feel a certain way because you didn't pay that much attention when it was necessary. Almost like stop talking and do it with action. Because you're talking about you all for this just for the people. But in reality, when that shit was going down in our house, we couldn't stop it. That's the perception I took out of it. That's why I say it's in-house shit. You're not even beefing about nothing that's real. It ain't like P did this, that. That's you do so much business with your father, it's probably hard to get your father. Y'all don't have no genuine moments. Everything is the next how we gonna get money scheme.
Oh yeah, he went deeper. That's what I was getting at. It's evolved into something. It went someplace else now.
You can explain it more if you're getting something else out of the
Nah, he was he put a post on Instagram, Romeo. He said, "This was my last straw, Pop. Stop trying to play the victim. I loved you so much that I followed you blindly for 30 plus years. You know, we've talked behind closed doors." That's what you was basically saying about personal stuff. You aren't the man who you paint to be. And why is it war? Because I refuse to follow your lead. You only want to protect your image, but the image isn't even real. And I don't need anyone to feel sorry for me, Pops. I'm truly a man of God. If you were really a man of God, then you will prevail in the end, even when I share my truth. I've tried to keep things in-house. You are addicted to social media and unfortunately use this app as therapy. 3,000 plus posts. And when the world find out about the finances outside of a gift or a car, I've never been paid for anything I've accomplished as Little Romeo. Uncle C and Silk know you only pay outsiders rightfully, so they'll speak good on your name. I'm at peace because I can now speak my truth and help others. Mom was always right. Your pride is everything. So the only reason I had brought it up to begin with was because, like I was saying, it was just very strange for me just to see that because of the bond and everything since, you know what I'm saying, since he was young. For years, I always looked at.
I listen to that shit. That just get me mad sometimes because you listen to a nigga who you was 16 years old in your own golden house, man. Like, come on. Like, I hear it, but that's like I just said. That's
yeah, and that's basically what his father said.
Yeah,
his father said this new generation of kids need to stop blaming their parents for everything. How do they think they got to where they are without their parents making sacrifices for them?
You gonna try to dumb the nigga name down and go, you only pay people that's outside. You can, because people outside, they work for shit. Y'all don't understand that. They come in and they see, oh, you only there because you his brother. Oh, you only there because you his son. Now y'all understand what that means when people say that? That's why nigga pay people from the outside, because y'all niggas don't really have what it takes to get past that point. Y'all just getting y'all reaping the benefits. Not to say Romeo ain't put in no work since he been here, but for you to go, yo, for you to do all of that in that statement, and then all of it sounds like is you mad at the way he shows the world a different face. Like, you don't know that this is entertainment? Like, that's almost like crazy. Like, you mad because he try to keep a perception outside of the house that he feels comfortable with? Who doesn't do that?
Yeah, so the kid from out there in Houston, I just learned about this dude actually not too long ago. The kid Sauce Walker.
Yeah, I heard about Sauce Walker a couple of times when he called out. Well, I was checking out the beef him and Jay Prince had before he called him out after the takeoff situation. But what happened?
Yeah, him, not him, but allegedly, a number of his crew, they got caught up in a RICO charge earlier on.
Oh God!
Like if not yesterday, like this morning type thing. Like they did like one of their simultaneous raids on all their houses and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, early morning type thing.
One of the snitch raids, like we was just talking about. Who told on him? Who's their competition? Their competition pay police. Niggas ain't getting no great ass rate. Y'all act like we used to, no disrespect. We all watch TV. We know that even though the police, they do sometimes do their job, they are the dumbest motherfuckers in the world. They need too much to actually catch you. So they need, what do you listen to the police on and tell you every time? Police ain't shit without what? They're informants.
Yeah, help from the public.
They'll tell you this all day.
It makes you wonder, like, what type of investigating do they really do, right?
We ask people questions. Was you there? When do cases go dry? When nobody talk. So you mean y'all couldn't find out nothing?
Yeah, I was trying to find that post to say at least how many it was quite a few numbers though. Like it was quite a bit, like between 8 to like 12 people or something that got snatched. That's a lot of co-defendants, B. I would never want to be caught up in a conspiracy or anything.
That's why they say do your dirt all by your lonely. Never tell your left hand what your right hand doing. Because you're not even supposed to expect. And I don't know how you feel, but you got like 8, 10, 12 niggas starting to walk in the court with you. It's over, bro. It is over. 3 of them niggas already told. One of them, he's working out how he can get a better deal than them. It's over.
Oh, all right. So this kind of contradicts what I said. Young Thug's lawyer says people are getting deals to say the rapper is connected to crimes.
Okay.
Say it again.
Okay.
People are getting, he says this when? 2 days after you get a release?
Okay.
Young Thug's lawyer says people are getting deals to say the rapper is connected to crimes.
Okay.
And then it says Gunna will not be testifying against YSL. And then somebody put at the bottom, he already did.
Okay.
That's
all right. Why would the lawyer come out and make the statement that people are being let go to testify against Young Thug right after the internet? Now, you don't think that's Thug's way of saying, now let him know? After the internet go crazy with stop snitching.
But his own sister got online and said, yo, stop.
Your sister ain't the lawyer. The lawyer is credible. That's like a nigga telling you, I was in the courtroom yesterday. Your man who's out.
Wouldn't your sister be pissed if this nigga was telling on you?
Yes, your sister could have got a check. Your sister can hate you. We know how sisters is.
Nah,
I'm just saying, listen to what the lawyer said. Somebody got released yesterday and the day before. And what does the lawyer say? People are being released. He didn't say they cutting deals. He took it beyond cutting deals. Released for making statements against Young Thug, right? Released, right?
Yeah, he said that they're being released for saying that Thug is connected to crimes.
Released. You hear that? Released. So imagine that's what the narrative is in the joint right now. Any nigga got something to say, and this crew against Young Thug, you will be released.
Yeah, that changes the whole dynamics of the situation. That's bad.
Yo, bro.
And you happen to be one of the first people released. Yeah, that's a lineup and a half right there.
Yo, bro. That's the lawyer. That's the lawyer. That's Method Man. That's Method Man.
Oh, it was 14 members of Sauce Walker's TSF gang in Houston, Texas, get arrested on federal RICO charges.
Oh man, it's getting crazy out here.
14 members. That's bananas.
I'm gonna catch that. I got that now.
Okay.
Next time you ever hear that's bananas.
Okay.
God.
Yo, check it though. What about that evidence warehouse burning down? You heard about that?
Mm-mm.
Oh yeah, that's
Been working. I've been trying to get back into the source of what's going on. We just figuring it out right now, brother. But
yeah, that's definitely bananas right there though. The evidence warehouse caught fire the other day. So
all that-
like so they saying that like you know kid you know the kid K Flock and
D thing.
what's your man what's the ape's name from Brooklyn? Casanova. Yeah. Like they saying that basically, oh, this is it right here.
They gonna let all of them go?
8 injured in NYP evidence warehouse fire that destroyed 30 years worth of evidence, including items in unsolved cases. So you know the media didn't put them out there basically, right?
So now niggas lawyers is up. They up early today. Yeah, they shambling. Hold up, we got mistrials coming.
Yeah, because they got both their faces up there. They got K Flock face and Casanova face up there. You know what I'm saying? On the gram. New York evidence warehouse is burned down, and then they got both their faces up there side by side, basically insinuating that that's going to affect their case.
Wow.
That's that's ill. That's a win. That's a win-win for them, though, because that's definitely, once I heard that, I was like, you can imagine all the lawyers that's going in. Your Honor, my client, evidence.
Wow.
I make a motion that my client's case, you know what I'm saying, gets thrown out or dismissed.
Let all the juveniles back out.
Okay.
It's about to go down.
Okay.
Oh no. All right, Banger. I'm about to end this one right now. we can schedule a day where we want to come back right now if we had to, so we can be back on T. But I appreciate how this one went today. The flow is kind of good to me. You know what?
Oh yeah, man. And then just a sidebar for the public, man. Lane Lizzie already know how I am, man. So I just get adamant about certain things. So I'm never in a hostile.
No, we already.
You know what I mean? I'm never trying to be hostile or any of that.
Passionate. Passionate. I mean, y'all know me. I'm just a fucking asshole. I'm foolish. I really don't be serious about too much, but I'm down at debate sometimes. We have fun debating. Gunna.
Yo.
What could we say?
Ain't nothing to say, man. We don't know that, man. Ain't nothing to say. We don't know him. He don't know us, man. Ain't nothing to talk about.
But I'm just saying that's a bigger target now, because now the perception was, did he snitch? Is it a snitch? Is it da-da-da-da? And now the lawyer comes. I'm gonna confirm y'all here. Throw y'all niggas alley. Everybody who's been released.
Leave it up to that European, man. He gonna always add to the division in our communities, man. That kid was out of his mind though. He went and put some cheese in front of dude's truck. And then
he put cheese in front of your truck. That's just letting a nigga know you know where he lived. This is serious, right? Ain't.
Yeah, I don't know if it was at his house. If it was at his house, he violated.
No, I'm not saying that. No matter where your car is, a nigga know where you at. They know where you be. If your car stationed out there, parked out there, you got some interest out there. You ain't just have no Honda. All right, well, we're gonna catch y'all on the next trip. This is Landlord.
This your man D Banger Thomas, people of the world.
Be on Therapist.